All right. Hello, Youth Go families. It's Art Tuesday again. So, for some free resources, I found something posted by NPR. I'll post the link in the description again, but they have lists of theater shows and music concerts that are offered for free. So, if you like musicals or going to concerts, there's a bunch of free ones listed on that link. The National Gallery of Victoria in Australia just opened up a virtual tour on their website. I'll post the link in the description for that one as well. If you want to look up something specific, they have a Jean-Michel Basquiat and Keith Haring virtual tour right now. So there's some design and fashion being shown as well as good old art. So I also wanted to talk about art prompts to look up if you don't know what you want to create. It's a really good way to exercise your brain and creativity. So you can find a prompt or a challenge. So there's all different kinds of prompts. You could find a photography one and just take pictures with your phone or whatever device you can take pictures with. You can find prompts for character design if you like character creation. You can find more specific ones that are like challenges where it's like only use 3 colors to complete these challenges. Um, but there's varying lengths of them. I'm currently doing the 52-week art challenge as prompts for what I make and show you. So again, you can follow along with that. And then none of these, like if you do decide to follow a prompt or a challenge, they don't have to be masterpieces. Like they can be tiny, they don't have to be large. You can put them in a sketchbook or in a notebook. And I'm going to show you so my first sketchbook is very it's mostly words because I didn't do a lot of drawings, but I'll show you one of the drawings I did and how bad it is. It's not great. So this was one of my first art classes, and it was for screen printing, and I had to come up with a band poster, and I decided to base mine off of BioShock. If you've ever played that video game series, it is definitely my favorite video game series. Still to this day, the finished product is this. So obviously my sketch looked nothing like this, right? So when you put stuff in a sketchbook, it doesn't have to be perfect. Please don't ever feel like your artwork has to be perfect. I don't think for me that isn't a thing. There's no such thing as perfection in artwork unless you're doing photorealism. Then yeah, there's perfection involved. But if you're not doing photorealism, there's no perfection involved. So anyways, if you don't have a sketchbook or anything like that, you could also use a regular chapter book. So this is something where you'd have to ask your parent if it's all right if you use it. And yes, the pages are going to have words on them, but just use it like a regular sheet of paper. If it really bothers you that there's words on it, you can paint them white and let them dry and then use it. But sometimes words create a really interesting background for pieces of art. So try it out. So this week, I'm going to show you all how I create encaustic art. So a lot of times I get asked, what kind of art do you make? Do you paint? Do you draw? What do you do? So I make art using wax. A lot of people don't understand how, so I'm going to show you how. I'm going to be following along with prompt number 21, which is nature. And I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing better. All right, so I think all my irons and stuff are heated up, so we'll get this ready. Okay, I hope that's a good angle. Here's my iron. It's pretty hot. already. It's nice and heated up. This is my art iron that I'm going to be using. And then I also have a heated stylus. You gotta be careful. It's with these, they have long cords and they get caught on things. But it's not just like a regular like wood burning stylus at all. There's like a slit through the middle of it. So when I press it onto my wax block, which I'll show you shortly as well, wax fills the center of it and then I can use it. I don't know if I'm going to use it today, but we'll see. And then my wax blocks that I'm using are these right here. This is the silver one. This was the only one that I had that was semi-whole. As you can see, I have used it. But this is how big they are. They're pretty small. And these are the 3 colors I'm going to be using. So, yeah. I guess I'll get started and show you all how to make encaustic art. So this is just a simple 4x6 little like glossy sheet of paper that I'm going to use. I haven't done this in a while, so it might turn out really bad, but we'll see. But I take my iron, and sorry if you can't see this part really well, but I'm going to decide how I want my colors to lay. So maybe I'll do blue for the sky, obviously. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue on here, and you just touch your wax to it, melts right on there. So I'll fill that in a little bit. I'm going to do some red next. Right. And then I'm going to do my green at the bottom. I think that looks like enough wax, hopefully. All right. And then you carefully turn it over, lay a nice layer down. Oop. I'm going to have to go over it again, but as you can see, this was my first pass. It dries really fast, by the way, so I'm going to go over it one more time, couple more. All right, so it kind of created some interesting imagery on its own. I'm going to go with it and see what happens. So a lot of times they have you wipe off your iron so that it's clean. It's a clean working surface again. And then I'm going to go in and add some like detail. See, this is like already dry pretty much. So I'm going to just be like, ooh. If you kiss your iron to it, it does some interesting things. So let's see what we got. Oh, that looks neat. Kind of looks like a big tree. See, kind of, it's very shiny, sorry. Create some interesting imagery. Now maybe I want to add another color into this, or I want to lighten up my sky a little, so I'm gonna go in with my iron and I'm gonna lighten up my sky a little, make it look like maybe it's a little cloudy out or something like that. Sorry, I'm trying to get this back in to focus. If you can see that, it looks interesting, very neat. Maybe I'll add some yellow or yellowish, goldish yellow accents in there. So I'm just gonna like do a quick once over with some wax on here, and then I'm just gonna tap it onto here again and just lightly kiss the surface of my paper with it. Boom. It just kind of adds like a whole nother layer. Looks cool. All right, clean my iron off. I don't think I'm gonna need my stylus for this one. I kind of like it just how it is. So like, looks pretty cool, right? It goes really fast. It's a very quick way to make wax artwork. Very fun. So this is already dry, so normally after you finish a piece, you wax it a little bit, and how you wax it is you take a piece of like rolled up paper towel and you just gently go over it like this, and it makes it shiny, which I think is very interesting. I don't really understand how wax works this way, but that's like all of the questions that I have about wax are what make it so much fun to work with. So now it has like a nice shine to it. So yeah. It's a lot of fun to do. It creates really awesome imagery. I thought it was going to be easiest to do the nature prompt with this. So I'm going to show you all some other artwork that I have done using this process, just so you can see some other examples. So here's some other like nature scenes. So you can get more creative, and I have like mountains in the back of this one. Pretty neat, right? I have a waterfall in this one. This one is very pretty. It's hard to capture how like my yellows that are up here. I don't know if you can see that or not. My window is too bright. But you can kind of see the waterfall, right? And then here's another one that I really liked. It's just some hilly background with a little bit of foliage in the front, muted colors, a nice pinkish orange sky. It's nice. And then I also have some abstracts that I've done because, well, it's really fun to see what kind of marking you get when you kiss your iron to the paper and you just like tap it on there. It makes really awesome imagery. So here's one of the abstracts that I've done. Again, my photo video quality isn't doing it any justice because you can't even see my yellows in it. This one has gold in it, which is going to be kind of hard to see, but it's another one. They look so much different in person than they do on this video, so sorry about that, but here's another one that I've done as an abstract. Again, you can't really see my yellows. This is like a neon yellow, like here's like a regular yellow and here's the yellow that I've used. So like it's a neon yellow that I've used in a lot of those. But yeah, so that is what I have for you today. So you can create your art any way you would like to. Go outside, do some photography, draw it, paint it, whatever. But if you're following along with me on the prompts, prompt 21, nature. Or you can do a different prompt if you end up finding a prompt list or challenge that you would like to do instead. So, yeah. Somebody send me some artwork because I would like to see what you were doing. Nobody's actually really sent me anything based along what I've posted, which is fine. It's totally fine. Shout out to Lizzie for sending me artwork because thank you. You're like one of the only people. And same with Margaret. You were also the only other one who has sent me their artwork. So thank you, both of you, for doing some art and sharing it with me. All right. Have a good week.